What's up everybody, it's Sean here, and I'm here today to give you guys a review of the Teddy Santis New Balance 990 V2 in this white and blue colorway. Today's video is sponsored by Heffelux. So Heffelux is my all-time favorite sneaker insoles, and they sell eTPU insoles, which really is the same material you'll find inside Adidas Boost. So if you find your shoes are uncomfortable and you're looking to increase the comfort, be sure to check out their website, which I've linked down below in the description box. You'll see they sell a variety of different insoles, so depending on the type of insole density and even the cushioning setup that you're looking for, you're going to find the suitable insole that fits any shoe of yours. So if you guys want to learn more about Heffelux and pick up a couple insoles, be sure to use the code SEANGO at checkout and get 15% off your entire purchase. So these 990 V2s is part of Teddy Santis' Season 2 of his Made in USA line. Releasing alongside a V3 that I reviewed on my channel not too long ago, these released on November 23rd for a price of $195 US or $275 here in Canada. And the style code for this shoe is M990WB2. So just like the V3 that I reviewed, this pair opts for much more cooler tones compared to the conventional earthy and warmer tones that the majority of the pairs from Teddy Santis' Made in USA line have been. So that's what really drew me to both this one and the V3. And like I mentioned in the other video, a lot of people are calling this the grown man version of the Fragment Travis Scott Air Jordan 1s. And while this isn't that similar to that shoe, I just think the combination of these white and cream tones with the hits of blue, they just work really well together. So diving into the details of this shoe, so the base layer of the sneaker on the toe box, this is covered in this herringbone style white colored mesh. Right above the toe box and beneath this, we have this black colored nubuck, which feels very soft and very buttery to the touch. And overlaid on the sides of the toe box, we have this royal blue colored nubuck, which also feels like it's very nice quality as well. Surrounding the front toe cap, we have this light gray or light beige colored nubuck, but in contrast, covering the mid panel of the shoe, we have this off-white or sail colored leather, and we have this cutout in the middle, revealing the New Balance N logo, which is done in this black nubuck with blue leather underneath. The top two eyelets are constructed in this off-white or sail colored TPU, and then next to this we have more of that white mesh that we saw earlier on the toe box. Surrounding the back of the shoe, we have more of that light gray colored nubuck, and we have this oval shaped cutout revealing this silver reflective 3M panel with USA branding embroidered in blue, which is there because obviously this shoe is a Made in USA New Balance. And the top of the heel is covered in another layer of royal blue colored nubuck. Beneath this, we have this blue colored TPU heel clip, which gives you additional structure and support for the back end of the shoe. And then turning our attention back to the front, so in terms of laces, they give you two different lace options. The standard default lace is a flat style lace in white, but they also give you a secondary blue colored lace as well if you want to give the shoe a little bit more pop and contrast. Underneath this, so the bottom half of the tongue is constructed out of that same white colored mesh, but we have this leather overlay on the top, along with 990 New Balance Made in USA branding embroidered across in blue. So the back of the tongue is lined in a blue colored textile, but the inner liner of the back end of the shoe, this is lined in a white colored textile. And just like all your other V2s, the padding here is pretty minimalistic and thin. As for the insoles, so these come with your standard foam line New Balance insoles. It's done in this cream color on top, and we have New Balance branding stamped on the heel in blue. So the upper of the New Balance 990 V2 sits atop this absorbed foam midsole, which is painted in white on the forefoot, and we have this bulbous sculpted look on the heel, and this is painted in more of a vintage looking cream color. And we also have visible absorb protruding out the lateral side of the heel as well, and you can see this here in this black colored foam which protrudes out of the midsole. Finally, turning this pair over to the bottom, so the outsole here is constructed entirely in a black colored rubber. We have this circular cutout in the middle, revealing this New Balance N logo in blue once again, along with New Balance branding on the heel of the medial side. So that breaks down the look and the construction of this 990 V2. And for those wondering about sizing, so I'm a true size 10, slightly on the wider side. I got these in a size 10 and they fit me really well. So to give you guys a point of comparison, I usually go a half size down or a 9.5 in other New Balance silhouettes like the 990 V3, V4, V5, the 998, a lot of my 550s, as well as the 992 and the 993. And in comparison, I stick true to size with the size 10 in other models like the 990 V2 usually, but not always, along with the 997, the 2002R, and some of the made in UK models like the 991, the 1500, and the 1530. So if you have wider feet and you like more of a roomy fit for your toes, then definitely stick true to size. I know other people opt to go with their same 990 V3, V4, or V5 size, and I feel like that would work if you have narrow or normal width feet and you like more of a snug one-to-one fit. But for me, true to size fit me perfectly fine for this pair. Moving on to the comfort, so the 990 V2 in comparison to, for example, the V3, the V4, or V5, is just not as comfortable as those later models. That's not to say it's an uncomfortable shoe, it's still a decent pair for just everyday casual use, but as you can see in the shape of this midsole, the forefoot area especially is very thin, so you don't feel too much of that softness and step-in comfort, and it just overall has a bit more of a firm feel underfoot, which can be disappointing for some people that are more used to those later 990 models. And there's also the fact that the drop between the heel and the forefoot is pretty dramatic. As you can tell, the heel is a little bit more bulbous and elevated compared to the thinner forefoot. So if you don't like feeling like you're sort of slanted downwards, then again, this might not be a great shoe for you to consider. Finally, in terms of the overall quality and the craftsmanship, this pair I thought was very, very nice. Just like the V3, the materials were very solid. The nubucks had a very buttery and very soft feel to the touch. And the leathers used, it wasn't the best leather I've seen, but in my opinion, it was pretty nice quality as well. And the overall build and the craftsmanship was essentially flawless on this pair. I didn't notice any issues at all, no glue stains, the stitch job was very solid, the panels were consistently cut, so this was a standout job from the New Balance factory. So with all that out of the way now, let's lace these up, toss them on feet, and I'll show you guys how these look. So the million-dollar question, what do I think between the V2 and the V3, and if I had to choose one, which of the two would I pick? So you guys probably know I'm a bigger fan normally of the V3 over the V2. I just have a lot more V3s in my collection, and while I like the V2, especially when Teddy Santis and New Balance have released similar color scheme across those two models, I feel like every time I've chosen the V3 over the V2. However, I think this ends today with this colorway. I just think the color blocking works better on the V2 in this case. With larger areas on these panels, it's able to showcase the cream and the off-white and the gray colors more effectively than the V3. And it's one of those cases where I feel like the V2 just looks a bit less busy compared to the V3, has more of a mature and classy vibe to it, which I think works well on the color scheme of this shoe. Don't get me wrong though, the V3 I think is still an amazing and beautiful executed pair, but if I had to be put on the spot and choose one, I think I'm keeping the V2 over the V3 this time. So let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think of this white and blue Teddy Santis New Balance 990 V2. What are your overall thoughts on the execution of this specific pair? And between this one and the V3, which of the two are you guys choosing and taking home with you guys? If you guys like this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. You can follow me on Instagram at esco8, check out my Twitter at sean.go, and visit my website at seango.ca. So until next time, thank you everyone for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this review, and hopefully I helped you in some way, and I'll catch you guys all in my next review.